Hey, rock and rollers. So, a concept I'm going to explore now is optionality when it comes to healthcare and rehab, and how you can position yourself and your patient to make sure that they're only experiencing the upside. Remembering that while you can share in the upside, someone gets better with your help, that benefits both of you. But the downside is always borne by your patient, not you. They're the ones who still be in pain or get worse or end up being a bit more disabled because of their journey through healthcare. And for you as a clinician, that's the ultimate thing you want to avoid. You want to be hanging out up here with successful patients, happy patients, not hanging out down here at all. There is a way that you can curate your career so that you only really share in the upside. Now, that's not suggesting that you need to only have successes. That's not going to happen. Lots of people will not get better. Lots of people will have scary shit that is bad. You will make mistakes. What you need to do is to have insurances in place so that when someone's journey is going this way, you are limited in the amount of downside, and so are they. So these are things like your professional network, people that you can refer to, that when you identify that this is not going according to plan, you may not know what it is, but you know who to refer to. It may be imaging, that you're like, oh, this sounds a bit scary, I don't like this, get some imaging. It may be your mentoring structures within your job, your supervisor, manager, boss, whatever you want to call them. You have support structures in place external to yourself that will limit the downside when bad things happen. So it's not suggesting bad things won't happen or thinking that you're so intelligent that you're never going to make a mistake. It's knowing that you will, and when you do or when they happen, these insurances kick in so the person involved cannot end up down here, which often happens. And so we've all spoken to this person after they've been through here. What we want to avoid is that we're not the therapist at the top here that's managing them on the downslope of the roller coaster. So these insurances in place are all around us. We just have to be intentional around curating them in our careers to ensure that they kick in at the right time. Early in your career, one of the hardest things to notice is when something is going south, when you need external help. It can be, one of the things of being more of an expert is actually understanding where the limits of your knowledge exist and noticing when you're stepping outside of those limits, and who then is the person that you can get to help to ensure that you get the correct answer. Now, the bad news stories exist, and with all the insurances in the world, the person that you're trying to help may still have a bad event and a negative outcome, but it won't have anything to do with their healthcare journey. It will just be the bad luck of their problem. What we have to try and limit is healthcare and its influence on the downside, which again is always borne by the patient. Health professionals get away and go on to the next person and aren't really good at looking at their involvement in negative stories. We're good at claiming when we've been helpful, but this is where a lot of the disability exists, particularly with persisting pain. So there are different types of insurances with support, with other professional colleagues, with internal mentoring, with imaging and other sorts of modalities or interventions that we have to ensure that we are maximizing our chance of being up there. When you're up in the upside, then you have options. This is where your skill as a rehab professional kicks in. Your communication with your patient will allow you to work out what you can do, and you can, within reason, almost do anything. So above the line is that's where it's fun, right? You can As long as it's collaborative, it's like physio jazz or rehab jazz, right? Just go for it. See what you can do, because you limited the chance of catastrophe, right? Protect the patient and yourself against the catastrophic downside, and then enjoy the upside. And more importantly, that's where your value as a health professional really kicks in, and you'll really help people. But first, make sure you've got the strategies in place to limit the possibility of a downside for the patient when bad things will happen, because they will.